Mm, mm. No more to talk. How you doing? I'm not sure if you have taken a pelvis than you lost it, to be honest. Nothing like that. It actually works quite well. Right. But the balls, it's useless. Yeah, then you do need the root. But then if you look at something like this, oh, debug. Um, yeah, that changes a lot, actually. Okay. Let's say let's get rid of you. I mean, let's say let's do that. Right? That first and foremost. Um, well, not necessarily always correct, but yeah, you don't necessarily want to just go douche. Because the thing is, I actually think this will do more harm than good. Um, let's leave this right. We might need to do this. Um, let's. What if the jumping take the root, otherwise take the thingy, and then it's tricky going between that. Um, yeah, all moves, anything, any action will give you some kind of will contribute to flow, which will contribute to your scoring. Like your flow will be your multiplier, basically. And you know the answer, so there's just some bits I need to tweak and sort out first. You know what? No, let's do that. Let's do this flow stuff first because that's been on my list for a while actually. Um, yeah, let's do all that first. So yeah, let's do that first. So um, okay. So I'll do first stage. Full score. I don't like. That's over time since last scoring event. Okay. Um, okay, so what I will do actually is the score and flow is pretty much nothing. Will be able to pick it up. Yes, indeed, indubitably. That's basically okay. Um, okay. All right. Let's do this then. So let's say all this stuff. I really want to. Um, yeah. Yeah. I want to kind of just sort out in this component. So let me check what this component's saying. Looking at right now. Scoring component as just the scoring widget cost. Um, which is fine. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so what we'll do first and foremost, let's just get it doing it. I don't know how much I've already set up from beforehand. Seems like I've done a lot already actually before. Um, but yeah, let's just see actually. I actually wonder. The Mystic, we got this. Get last line, get speed multiplier. Yeah, fine. Get score multiplier. Yeah, that's decent. Motor will definitely come back. It's just not a problem. Okay. Okay. So then, what do I have for? Get current move and current move. Wondering what I do exactly to actually score this. I don't remember what I did. Call this somewhere? Yeah, generate base score. I don't. Hmm. I'm not too sure what I even was doing, but I did before. I kind of might just redo it all. I'm not too sure what I was doing. Update current move score. Randomize scoring move. Update scoring widget. It's all a bit of a mess, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. Like I'm not. There's all this crap going on that I'm a bit like. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where I left this. There's a tier array of scoring data, and that has a title that's called. Okay, makes sense. Update flow state, decrease flow, increase flow. Has began scoring, reset score, poll score. Get scoring flow increase. Increase the current score and add to current line if necessary. base school dictionary. Don't know if I like any of this crap. Serious. Don't know if I like any of this. Seriously. Update the current move score. Okay, so this is if you're like falling. Scoring move. Reset all your scoring. Update scoring widget. Is it falling? Alright. I'm just trying to see where you actually score. Where I had it where you would actually score. Do this, right? So let's say here. Update current move score. Scoring move. What did this do? Scoring finalist. Okay, yeah, this is all a bit weird. Yeah, I think really. Yeah, I think realistically, we should just broadcast sort of how we do here, like a little delegate when an action fails. We should just broadcast to say like, oh hey, can you score me? This is a little bit weird. I think I do it in here. Yeah, so you see where we do this action trigger delegate. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is basically this is gonna subscribe. The scoring component is gonna subscribe to this guy. Yeah. Okay. So let's create. I'm gonna restart this. It's all a bit of a mess. I can't lie to you. I don't really know what's doing what. Um. Yeah, some kind of texture bug. I think when you climb, you don't get scoring points. I think you might score for everything. Because the climb will consume stamina. I think anything that might, same with like rolls and stuff like that. Wall pop can still be scoring. It might not be a lot, but it should be stand. Um, let's let's create a function, a U function here that we can actually subscribe to. So we'll call it void. What should we call it? So basically this function we're going to bind to the delegate when an action gets triggered, right? So this we're going to say what should we call it? Scoring move. I don't want to say check for scoring move, but because it's not really right. But it's more so like it's like an update score, realistically, right? It's like but it's not an update score because it's like it's when you say hey start scoring. Update score, I'd say you do it every frame, but this one you don't. We just do it when the character manager tells us, oh hey, like I've just done something. It's like okay, cool. We're gonna check what you've done. So in this scenario, I think it'd be like, what should we call it? Trigger score. Let's just score add to score. We'll just call it add to score. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward guy. Let's just go DT. For now, we're just gonna debug some stuff, right? From zero, from color, purple. Let's say score. Right. This guy can probably say static, but it might not be static. I'm gonna change some stuff around. Let's just chill with all of this crap. Don't know what any of this stuff is really doing. Stuff like this, it's just all a bit ridiculous. It's doing a lot, but I don't really know what it's doing. And I think I might just prefer to restart this. I think I might just restart this. Like from scratch. Because it's just, there's a lot going on that I'm like, what is actually happening? Do you know what I mean? Let's just restart it. I just doesn't. I don't see any need to not restart it. Basically, all this stuff here. What are you really doing? You know what I mean? Like, don't even know. It's doing stuff, but I don't like it. So let's restart. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, so cool. So I think these guys. Let's create a couple things of private. So let's have a float. Oh no, it's gonna be an integer really. Be our score, right? And then we're gonna have, yeah. So score is interesting because, yeah, it's very basic as well. It's like it's pretty basic whatever I had going on. I just don't like it. Score is interesting because it's like a sort of a combination between your score technically is your line, and that is what builds up. I think that is realistically what we're actually doing. So that's the other stuff we had before made sense. Let's say line score. This is going to be an integer. Well, so in my interface here, right? So f scoring line was an array of this guy. So it's scoring data. I had an f score, which is just an integer, which I think is a bit. I mean, technically, it's actually good to do it this way. I'm glad that actually did, because then you can say this is a score. Yeah, that's actually quite. If we say f score, this is your line score. Say this. This is your line, and it will say this is your current line score. And what else we've got? And then we're scoring data, and then this is your individual moves that you score. Okay, cool. I guess some of the stuff is going to be repeated, but I'm just gonna do that. So when we do this, we're going to say add to score. Okay. So when we begin play, we're going to create whatever this is. We're going to say owner. Yes. Past character. So get owner. Say Uh, what's it called? This is our action trigger delegate. Add dynamic, and it's going to be, I believe, the user object is going to be the player controller. Sure. What did I do yesterday for the standard? Which I'm not. No, you can do this. Okay. Yeah, so this guy, and then we're going to use reference. Use scoring component, add to score. Cool. So now we bound that delegate to that guy. Get rid of you guys for now. Get rid of all of this crap. Cool. So he's just gonna say add to score. Nothing else really is gonna happen. Cool. Let's see now. Let's just rerun this. And yeah. Just do stuff bit by bit till it all comes together nicely. So I think we're gonna say add to score, right? And then it's realistic in the tape because my test something with super tip we do. So I think I use DS for Windows because I use a PS5 controller as well. I use DS for Windows to connect my PS5 to thingy. I don't know if everything unless like FIFA doesn't use it. I think we're gonna add it so you don't need it. Maybe not in this version, but next one for sure. I'm only doing a bit of a control overhaul here. So let me just close some of this stuff down. One thing at a time, really. Cool. So we should just see like add to score pop up. Then what we're gonna do is yeah. So there's a couple in terms of displaying that scoring widget. Yeah, I guess there's a couple elements of that. It's yeah, a couple elements to displaying that scoring widget. Let's get all this the stuff working and just debug things, and then we'll do about the UI. We really want all the code stuff working today. That'll be ideal. And some bits and bobs around. Okay, so yeah, so you see the purple thing prints add to score, which is what we want to see. Yeah, we really need to work on some of these control stuff. Okay. So add to score is getting popped out, which is nice and good. Let me change its color to red. You see that? Happy days. So now when we do add to score, the first thing we need to do, I guess, really, is get our scoring move right. So we're gonna say, let's go to scoring and in Brahms equal to is gonna be this guy. Oh no. There. I'm gonna get our current animation parameters. And then we're gonna say, well, first we're gonna check. There's gonna be private. It's gonna be. There's gonna be. Who is scoring move? Is scoring action, and this is gonna take a const f human. Parameters. If it decides to load reference of anim parameters. Rams. Const. And then when we do this guy, so then this is just gonna be, we're gonna keep it simple. So it's not all animations we do may score. For now, we're gonna have it, but you may say we don't want it to score. So we say switch on the anim parameters, anim type. For now, let's just say case. Really, we want them all to score. Let's do this, right, and then let's just say get rid of. So get rid of you. Yeah. So let's. They're all gonna score apart from like if it's like a bail or a fall, it's not gonna score. A land will score. That's not gonna score. Oh, I've done it the other way around. Sorry, hold on. Yeah. So like a diver will score. Descent inclines will score. Fall, that's not gonna score. Land that will score. That's that will score. That will score. These will all score. These will score. That one will score. These will score. That will score. And then yeah, get rid of these guys here. Let's return false default. So we're just gonna decide whether or not it's gonna be a static guy. If the move is actually gonna be an action that can score. So the if is scoring action, and then we're gonna say our scoring anim parameters. Then we're gonna add generate score and command. Yeah, so here we're gonna generate a score, and then we're gonna add that score to our so. For the scoring anim parameters, right? Yeah, generate score for the scoring anim parameters. Line. Cool. We're gonna add it to our line, and then now, right. So first of all, let's generate this score, right? So Yeah, so when we go, so let's do our first guy. So let's go. Let's go generate. Well, so const f your parameters reference and the params. This would be const as well. What this guy's gonna do? He's gonna say, do I know? I don't think I do. What I might do is I guess really I actually want all of this to be configurable in the sense of like what a Kong scores we can change. But that probably we want to change that inside the component. Yeah, like I like to make all of this like you probably so we can mess around in the component without having to rebuild and code. Okay. Let's try. Because what we could do, right, is I don't want to create hundreds of freaking like base scores for each one, but you kind of need to. But that's got to be set somewhere. Now what that is, I guess should be probably in some kind of dictionary. And then we can just get the then we can just get that type if it exists in the dictionary to get the base score. Then we do whatever this is. So let's go back in here. So const so say int base score equals get base score of this guy, right? And then what this base score will do, basically either return 0 or return whatever your base score is for whatever that thing is going to be. So let's have, I mean, because when it says get base score, I don't really want to pass it. No, F score is just into F scoring data. That is actually the true, and which is what our line is made of, is array of scoring data, right? So generate score is going to just give us an F score. Okay. Nah, this is actually going to give us F scoring data. It's going to have a score and the name of what we want to do. Score. Yeah, so let's say here the score is going to be, yeah, Um, oh no, this is going to be actually F score. Just an engineer. Okay, so then we generate whatever score we got to do. So then we say get base score. So let's create that. This is gonna give us no score. So get base score. I'm not a huge fan of passing this guy around like crazy. But you kind of want to. This two can be const, but I prefer breaking it down a bit more. Right, and so this guy here, what we need to create first and foremost is our like scoring dictionary. Where do we do our other ones? Yeah. Where do we do all the dictionaries? Here, isn't it? Get the data map of that dude. And this guy. Yeah. Then we can do our find of that dude. Yeah. Though that's what we used to create our dictionary, and I don't really want to use this guy. Do we do our dictionary anywhere else? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Jump base score. Oh, we already have it. We already have one. Interesting. I didn't know we already had one. See, so this guy. So that's in our interface there. This guy really is the dude we need to. Yeah, because then. Yeah, and then we've got. Okay. So we've got a base score. See, this guy should know nothing about that. In all honesty. Yeah, I should really know nothing about that. Let's say F base score dictionary, and this is gonna have our. Oh, see, this one's a bit techier, right? Because this is gonna have hmm. It is quite specific in terms of like it's not just the move, because potentially. Yeah, because potentially. Because then you'd have a bunch of dictionaries for like each type. Right, you'd have like your jumping scores, your vaulting score dictionary. Then you'd have your like landing scores, your thingy scores, your whatever scores, and each one would have their own score. I guess they could all have. Yeah. 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 I guess we just create a few. Right. And then potentially make them as a U property that we can then in the game go ahead and like do that for. So this would just be a template, really. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about doing it, because then we can change it in game. We don't have to go fiddle with stuff in code, and we can add to it in game. So you can say, "Oh, add a." Well, every time you add a scoring move, you don't need to go in here. You just go in game. Okay, add this. Okay, for the sake of just getting this thing, let's generate base score. Let's just return 100.0, 100. Sorry. Yeah, too far. Let's just return 100. This is obviously going to want to be SAG, but leave that now. Alright, so this is going to say, yeah, generate a base score. Let's do I think basically what I'm thinking of doing is do this right, and then what we can do in here and then we'll say and then we'll pass this guy as a So what we've done here, basically, um, this is a type alias. So yeah, create our dictionary here, specify the type we want for it, um, and then that way you don't have to repeat that guy over and over. Oh, and then we can have all of our different dictionaries, right? That we can add to, so we can have a vault base code different flip base code dictionary, dive roll base code diction. Oh, obviously these need to be vault type, flip type, dive roll type. I'm trying to think what else we got. And then jump. That guy probably doesn't need a base score because it's just an arm jump, so they're probably gonna have the same thing. So we probably don't need one for this. I guess really then we have landing type, right? Um uh yeah, because like a stick might have a different score to a lure. Um yeah, so this will be your landing base score dictionary. Um let's create these guys for now, right? Okay. So what we'll then do be called okay, let's do get base score. Okay, so let's say also base score result is equal to hold on, okay. So let's say also equal to yeah, actually yeah, no, don't worry about it work. No, because that won't necessarily be it. No. Realistically, um, yeah, yeah, you need to get yeah, okay. So let's say I don't think this is gonna be an 0.2 at all, to be honest. Um, um, yeah, this is gonna be a T map. But whatever, we'll just do that for whatever now. I'm not sure about initializing that, but I guess you could just have it like this. Needs some kind of type, doesn't it? Let's do this, right? And then let's say yeah, because now we need to get our the relevant dictionary for the scoring move we're doing. Switch anim frames. Let's just get that's obviously the only thing. Bit of an unknown type there. Let me check how we got you. So that must take in some kind of any type, really. There should be us called in each one for the relevant dictionary that's passed into it. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's the only thing I'm not a huge fan of. Because I don't really think it's gonna. I guess we don't even. I don't even need this guy. What I can just do actually is because I don't want to do the same thing multiple times. See here. This is probably gonna give me a problem. Like, descents and climbs, they all need their own thing. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of all of this crap for now. Right. I'm not sure this is right to me, but we'll see here. It's gonna give me a problem, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't think I can initialize it as any of these guys. I need to know what dictionary to use, to be honest. Otherwise, it's not very good in that sense, because I also then don't know what. Oh no, this wouldn't work. Reason being, I need to. Yeah, reason why this won't work is because I don't know what I'm actually gonna look to find, because I need to pass in. So let's say, okay, let's switch on this, right? And then what I will do here actually is say, score, base score equals 0.0f, right? Then we say base score. Now, obviously, yeah, actually, because you need to check, right? 'Cause then you need to do a couple things. This guy obviously is just gonna be an empty there. So we say if jump base score dictionary dot find. No, why ain't you got find and you? You've not got find, have you? Awesome. I love it when it doesn't have find. Why ain't you got find in your arsenal? Or is it just not gonna let me? It maybe just actually won't pop up like that. Oh, it actually just doesn't. I guess he's doing type stuff, yeah, which makes sense. Um, okay, let's see. Let's get the yeah, because we need to use the relevant type. So we'll say if the jump the base score dictionary, then we got to find. We used it. Nah, because it needs to be random params. Just subtype, right? So let's say const auto. Um, no, fine. Yeah. So you say like if we say okay, look, if the scoring dictionary can find this is when I might create a template and pass in the relevant dictionary and do you know what I mean? Like then pass in the relevant dictionary and pass in the relevant type, and that will do the find for me and check if you have one. Because I'm just gonna repeat this if basically this is gonna be like if you find the value base score equals score dot believe so. No, because that's just gonna get pointed to the key. Oh. What's the value you need to get? How do we use it again? Yeah. This is gonna give me a reference to this guy, though, isn't it? That is the only thing. Really, it's just gonna be a copy of it. All right. So we just say, because you get me like that, but yeah. Because I don't know if he's gonna be typing out, but so we say like if this score here, base score is equal to that. Basically, what this is doing is we say if we could find in that dictionary, set the base score to that score, unless you leave it or whatever. We're gonna return base score anyway. And base score is our type score, F score. Okay. So they're gonna say generate score, and this is gonna say get the base score. For now, we're just gonna return score. I want to see if this is. Oh yeah. So then so. Because then we also need to get the Yeah, because I mean, I think but generate the base score should actually give you the scoring data because we now know what the subtype of this guy is, right? So we can say base score dot score equals that. So yeah, you know what, let's do F scoring data, base scoring data, right? I think we initialize that with zero. Score as zero. I also did that as a float, which is completely wrong. Yeah, like that, and then we say base scoring data dot score equals score. And we say base scoring data dot title equals f name. Oh, but we all got to do enum to string. I think I use this. Also, think this might work in regardless of that because it's Z string. Hopefully that works, but we'll have to see. Return base scoring data. So this will generate your base score, which will give you your name and your initial score, right? And this is gonna be F scoring data. Yeah, whatever, and then this will return your score. Right now we'll say if it's a jump, do that, and then so you say if it's a scoring action, generate score, which just gets your base score for now. And then let's just do TC 5 color orange. All right, what problems am I gonna see? Surely lots. Unable to find class data, struck with name F score based. It's definitely because of this dude here, then, isn't it? Yeah, I think that is going to be the reason why, to be honest. But templates are not compatible with the new property. Ah, yeah. Yeah, which makes sense actually because yeah, that wouldn't work, will it? Because ah, unfortunate here. This dude here, it really can't be a U property, can it? No. I don't think this can be a U property. I mean, I still kind of prefer this. um, if that works, it's annoying because mine is not a member of. That is so. Well, I don't actually know why I did that. Hold on. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Just want to make sure that yeah, this is gonna be a constant because I think that find yeah Hmm. Hmm. Well, they don't want this. Yeah. Oh, that works. Because then this will do the validation for me, rather than return the value. Because then this if wouldn't make any sense. Because it would find and it gives me a thing, and it's then I'll be saying if um zero, whoever the default is for that guy. Get built. And then what I want to do now instead is pass these guys as a type. So just create a template for like um base score dictionary lookup, and then you just get score or get score from get base score from dictionary. Um, I mean, to be honest, I could just even do that. Make this guy a template. Really, like this guy should be a template, and then I pass in. Uh Eh, well, reason why I'm because then I would have to pass. I would have to do the check for like, oh, pass the anon type and then pass in the corresponding subtype. Whereas this guy, I can do. Oh, if it's a jump, get base score from dictionary. I think that's probably a bit better. To be honest, yeah, I mean, let's just see if it does the debug stuff that I wanted to do. I mean, I prefer this personally. Um, let's see if we get a crash or something. Score equals 0. Oh yeah, no. To be fair, that dictionary is empty. um, yeah, we created it, but it ain't nothing. Um, um, yeah, that makes complete and utter sense. Makes complete and utter sense. Um, let's just, you know, for the sake of testing crap when we've not created or whatever. Let's see. What do we want to add? Tell you what, though, it didn't crash, which is like we're winning already. You know what I mean? That means somehow the code is not completely and utter rubbish. Thing is, like, you could just, make an array. Like, you really could, couldn't you? Uh, like, you could just make an array of but that is the crappy way to do it. See, old me would have never done this. Like, create a freaking type, do that, create a dictionary off it. I mean, next thing I need to do is create that. Alright, so let's do template, type name, T, type name. Yeah, so let's go get base score from dictionary. Yeah, that is the thing. Because we can't use types that are not passed through. Oh, wait, what kind of resolve? Oh, dope, 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 dope. There's one job, so why can't you resolve it? Here we go. Yeah, create your base guy. Oh no, we need to. Oh no, yeah, that works. This guy, damn. um, oh no, that's not. No. Oh, hold on. Oh no, hold on. Is it because I don't include my enum utils? I was wondering. I was like, why? I swear I included it already. You know, it's bugging. I don't need you in here. I don't need you there, mister. Alright, cool. The title is equal enum to SD string, scoring subtype, base score dictionary, return base scoring data. Then in here, oh, no, hold on. What do you like? Oh, it's missing cons qualifier. Oh, this is the cons function. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Theoretically that'll work, but let's see what happens when we do. Just a jump. Oh, so that works. You see, the score is 50, and then we're gonna have to redo it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that works like a charm. Now, obviously, if it does mean we have a bunch of dictionaries for all the different base scores, but it's better because they're all type based, and we can. What? What are you doing? What's going on? Oh, whoopsie daisy. Oh, who did that? Who did that? Yeah, so this is much better, right? Because then now we can create that dictionary however we like, right? Whatever we need to, or we'll figure out a way to create that dictionary. Um, and then we can just say, oh, this dictionary is that dictionary. Um, and then set that to be whatever it is. And then once that dictionary is created, right? Because what I might probably do is have some files, like a little asset file that is passed to the character that you can then plug in and be like, this dictionary is this, but it can't be because it can't be a template like it can't be you can't be a you probably, so it'd have to be some kind of thing. Um, yeah, I have to figure that out because in that regard, maybe that isn't the best way to do it. Because then potentially you're better off what having an array of thingy. But I don't really like that. You know what you're probably best off doing is having specific dictionary types. Hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Is having specific types that will then allow you to do it. Maybe that's better. I mean, either way, that is just specific for that little bit there. I mean, I'm gonna find out the best way of doing this. Oh yeah, so it says 50 every time you jump. So score is 50. So that's your base score generated through the template thing. So yeah, woo. So when you do a running jump, it says 50. So if I try and do a Kong, for example, if it even lets me, um, I can. Okay, 0. All right, nice, lovely. Okay, so all right, I like a setup. Um, no, it's been so slow. Also, just I'm so my brain is just fried. I'm just trying to think why it's taking so slow, but um, I think I want them as. Not gonna lie to you. Think I want them as like a map that we can just add to, rather than having to do this crap. So for that reason, you properties don't support. Templates, from what I've seen. Um, they don't like them. They don't like them. They don't like them at all. Which will mean can't do that. You get me? Which will mean we're gonna have to do this. But this feels wrong. It's not possible. But because I want this component to be like a designer may change it. For now, we're gonna do it the long way. Now I don't like this, but we ain't got a choice, my people. We ain't really got a choice. Oh, vault, flip, dive, roll, and landing. Really don't like this. I'm not gonna lie to you. FTF. Look at this nonsense. Oh, it's because it's not a template. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, hold on. I need to make a new properties. New property. Um, it's anywhere. You can read write. Category equals base schools. It was actually so funny. I changed it all so that I could centralize it, but then I did a roundabout way of doing this anyway, and it was completely irrelevant because this is actually what I wanted to do. I just doing the using was a complete roundabout way to try and like make it more verbose that didn't need to because I was already specifying the jump type. Just complete uselessness. Complete uselessness. Yeah, I didn't need to do any of that crap. That was a waste of time, like a complete waste of time. Oh well, you live and you learn. Now I'm a master at template stuff. Not a master, it's a master at. Yeah. Let's see what's cracker looking. Alright, so 0. Now, if we go to our character, we'll be in our scoring component. Ah, lovely. What we could even do is have an asset of that type, and then we just drag it in there. Here we go. Here, so now we can add all our different jumps. So if you had a cat pass and you say, I want this to base score as 150. Let's say running jump, I want you to base score as 50. Save that. Now when I do this, it should give me a running jump of 50. Lovely. And if I do a Kong, 0. I love it. I love it. I love when that happens. Oh no, it's because it is because in here we don't say plug it in. So here, vault base score dictionary, vault parameters does subtype. There's live curve that, and then that should work. And then yeah, that is realistically that's the longest bit. That's the toughest bit. But what we've done is basically take that out of code. So anyone can play around with the base scores and not have to know C++. And it's using dictionaries and maps, so this is nice and quick. Better than so you don't have to it's just an optimization thing. So we use maps rather than array. It's quicker. I guess for most people it don't matter, but for this or will. So because iterating through an array, Jesus. Is a no. So yeah, basically, we'll create our dictionary. Hello. One sec, Dada. I can't actually hear you. Let me give me 2 seconds. Can you speak again, Dada?
Yes. 1, 2,
Still can't
3,
hear you.
4.
Okay, 2 seconds. Let me make sure. Well, that'll be why. Need to redo my thing. That might be why I didn't hear you when you first joined.
Right. Yeah, because I had the capital. All right then. All right. Yeah. So do you want to check
Okay,
in your
there. I can hear you now. Sorry, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to check in your changes? Or are you?
To be honest, it's okay. There changes in the scoring component C++. I'm not gonna add
Okay.
I'll show you what I've done. I'm gonna have a look here.
Okay. Well, crazy. Oh yeah, I got the crazy music game.
Hold on. Does that work? Can you hear yourself now? It's just so weird because nothing's changed. It might be something on your end, you know, because nothing's changed for my guy. So the computer audio, as in the, oh, you talk about the music. Oh, okay. Why are you so dodgy? One sec, sorry. Where's my screenshots now? What? Use experimental method to capture audio from applications. Yeah, don't do that. Is that? Can you hear it now? What the? Hold up. So dodgy. I don't know why. Wait, stream settings. Share screen. Yeah, maybe that. To be fair, sorry. Like, I don't know why it's doing it. It's not. I don't know what's changed. Oh, yeah, I can hear. Screen can't hear. Also pretty cheap. You speak again for me. Just want to make sure the stream can hear.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try. One,
Yeah,
two,
they can
three.
hear. Yeah, they'll be able to hear. All right, cool. Yeah. So basically, what I've done is the scoring component now will handle all your scoring crap, so you can play around with all your base scores and crap in here. Change
Oh
these around.
yeah.
So obviously, yeah, it's just a bit of a nicer. So then anyone can do it. So yeah, it's just a little nice dictionary that's set up there. Annoyingly, Unreal doesn't support templates for dictionaries in U properties, but hey ho. Okay, cool. But it's fine. That is just in the C++, so it's no worries. So yeah, that's fine. We do it if you wanna do your changes. I'm just gonna finish off.
Yeah,
A
I
little.
think this. Oh yeah, maybe it's gonna change. Yeah, I think. Yeah, do you wanna check that stuff in, or do you wanna?
Well, it should be fine, right? Because it's just the C++, and so that shouldn't. There's no values in there that I've checked in. So I'm trying to think if there's anything.
Right, okay. Oh, they're
It's
only
just
C++.
because yeah. So I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
when I actually add these values, then the binary file will change. But because it's just this.
Yeah, I think it should be fine. I think at
Yeah,
some point
yeah,
that will change the character BP, but if the changes are not destructive, then yeah, it
yeah. They're
should
not. So
be.
it should be a case you might just need to recompile the character blueprint when you do it.
Yeah.
But I think upon open it, it should just do it then. Give an error the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I show what I'm changing here. Just I'm finishing up the all the controls stuff, which like it's a lot more complex than just yeah show the control on the screen. Let's show you. So basically, what I've done is let me share the screen. So what done? I'm moving some of the managers that they weren't really manager into actor component. So the bottom line is that anything that uh, anything that uses these events here, um, there was always this weird thing in the human character that it was holding a lot of different inputs for a lot of different parts. So what I'm doing now is the inputs. For example, the camera inputs. This input will go into the camera controller, sorry, in the camera component. So like basically this guy here, it will go uh, into this guy here. So it's a little bit like we did for the session marker, right? So the session marker is like very small and self-contained, and he handles all of his own events, right? So you know,
And
if
has
you don't
its
want to use
own
the
input
session
mapping
marker, it's
context
just
for that.
gonna have this event. And the same thing for the camera, because this is really, I don't wanna, like, this bit here was always a little bit weird. It was always a little bit like it was doing more than one thing, and it was always highly sus. So yeah, I'm gonna basically add these components as um, actor component. It's definitely the same thing that we did for the session marker. So that means that in our and added here in the human in the human character, I added the camera manager here as a component.
Nice. So these are then components of the thing here. Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, they are component of the. So they are inside the like the class itself. So you don't need to create them and do anything. Just that they're there. If you're using a human character, you will have a camera manager already. I mean, he had it before because he had his separate manager, but I want to try to. Yeah, I mean, these things now are a little bit in a weird place because yeah, I think like Discord manager, for example, this should really be a
So
component.
that guy shouldn't exist anymore. He should just get
Okay,
basically.
so yeah. So
Yeah.
some of these will really need to be a component. So
Yeah.
which is possibly all of them, and the one that they shouldn't be component, like I think the trade manager should just be
Yeah.
just some,
because I think that is that's like that class is
yeah. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, I wanted to clean this stuff because in the actual controls. And so now what I have for the control setting screen is that, so every time somebody register control in one of these macros, I add this controller, this control mapping.
yeah. So we just defined it. Okay, cool.
So we have it there as a reference, and in the control widget and the control setting widget, not to be a long journey, but basically what I do is like, okay, give me all of the inputs mapping context that have been created, and it go into the the pawn, the human character pawn, and this has to be a human character pawn. If it's not a human character pawn, it's just like it returns nothing because nothing should be assigned to it. But if it's a character, we just we just return these guys that they've been registered in uh, in every component. So this way, here the control menu doesn't know anything about, if it's if it, because before it said, oh yeah, give me the
The
locomotion
locomotion
input, give me the
inputs, give me
camera
the
input.
camera inputs. Yeah.
So now it's completely agnostic. Now it just says, oh, give me anything that has been registered as input mapping context. So it's like completely, transparent. And yeah, I show you. Basically, I'm reading the triggers and modifiers that have been uh, uh, assigned to this action, and by doing that, I'm able to understand how those inputs are behaving. Like for example, there are some inputs that requires a tap, a double tap, a tap and hold, a press down, all of those things, right? So we can really understand that from data, and not saying, oh yeah, like to switch the camera you need to hold this, but no, like this, whatever the action the data says
This is
is
what
how this is
you
behaved.
tell you.
So whenever we change any of those mapping, we don't
That will
have to
just
go there and
automatically
we
move to
do
that. Yeah.
the tutorial, the control settings, and with this, everything will auto remap because it will be completely
Because it's going to be
data
That's
driven.
awesome.
So far, I think I got it pretty much okay, because now this guy here, that he hasn't got anything that says, oh yeah, if it's a camera thing, just show this other thing, because I know that the camera works differently. So basically I mapped every single possible key and gamepad here. I was like, okay, whatever I got is just like just show it there. Yeah, and that it's there is nothing here that says do this because of this ad hoc condition. So yeah, so
That's cool.
gonna start with the camera here. Just start to move stuff across, and possibly we see what happens to these other guys, the locomotion inputs, the parkour inputs. I mean, the parkour inputs is really, I think it's a really easy case scenario. I think, which is what I always wanted to have, like a parkour component. So if you want in your character, you have a parkour component and it does all the parkour things, right? So it's not embedded anymore in the actual human character. It's just part of the component. So yeah, it should be a lot nicer. Yeah, so that's it. It's a little bit of yeah, it's a little bit of reshuffle, but because I needed to be data driven anyway, I thought, well, let's just do it now. It's like,
yeah,
because I couldn't complete the control setting screen without being completely data driven, because I couldn't just say, oh yeah, it's data driven 90%, but then when you need to show the cat pass, I need to do it manually. So
manually, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
all right,
that's it.
That's it. That looks really good. Cool. I'm gonna get to bed in a minute because I'm actually shattered.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to quickly get a little bit more in terms of. I quite like how I generate the base score. Doing that, I just want to now, get it adding to a line. Get it. I mean, tell me, Alex.
Do we still have all of the nice, like transition between the S and stuff? Because that one was very cool.
That stuff was cool because the UI, like generally the UI stuff we had is all good. It's just the code stuff. So I think tomorrow if I get some time, we want to get it all back. Going because I think the dynamic we have of the flow being your multiplier, and then when you get max flow, then whatever happens, and I think that's really unique in our way. I really like it.
maybe the flow could be, like those free assets that they were like really good. I love it. I think that was the only good thing the Guns ever did in the game.
Well, that's what
The
the flow is. That
yeah,
is
yeah,
your flow
yeah, the
is your
stats.
score multiplier, because
But
otherwise it doesn't really. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I know, yeah, no, I was saying, why we don't just put it on the screen next to the character like the stamina in a sort of like a similar scenario? Because
Hmm.
I think that effect was the coolest one that we had, but nobody really cared. Like, I mean, people cared more about the time trial than the score. I never seen
I think it's
anyone really
because
using it.
I
Maybe,
think
yeah,
yeah, I see what you mean. I think it definitely has its place away from the player to not like overdo like what's going on from the character. But I think what we actually want to see is the character, something happen to the character as you transition between flow states, and especially when you reach the final state. I think that is actually a key element. Like when you reach that final flow state, the thing does a look cool transition, yeah, but you may not even notice that because you're so in it, right? So the thing does the awesome
yeah,
transition, and then the character is just the same. So it's like, that's cool in the bottom left corner of the screen, right? Awesome, right? Now we don't want that to. You want to be visible. We want it big enough that you can see the cool effects and see the bar really filling up and not. But then what I think that's when we talk about today, like what we said before, like your flow state will result in like a trail that you can customize, right? So for example, like this is when I think we can be a bit more gamey with it, right? Because we can be on
yeah,
fire, or you can have like your footsteps will leave you leave footsteps on the ground of a pattern, or what, like a sort of glowing footstep as you run, like little things like that to sort of um replicate that sense of flow and that feeling of flow. Um, so yeah, I think that would be nice because I think we positioned them wrong before. I think definitely flow and stuff bottom left because we read left to right. So like I think bottom left would be a nice position for that, and then I like the little stamina bar, and then I think then we like the scores going and ticking, and you have this cycling through whatever it is, and then once that's that, then we have once you hit different flow states. I think the screen and the character, like something needs to happen with you, like maybe like a little pulse and a vibration, or like the thing, like as you go to the next flow state, maybe the whole thing, the S rotates or does like a spin or something, and then the thing, one of the states is glowing. Then you go to the next one, it does like another spin and it's glowing, and then the final one does a spin and then it does its little thing, and then you know what I mean, like however really we want to do it. There's tons of ways we can play around with those visual elements. I definitely think
yeah,
the three S's as the flow, which doubles up as your multiplier, is definitely the way to go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We need some motion graphics
Mm.
mm, people to really get that nice. Those nice. 'Cause I think the hardest part that I I always I always thought that there was and for the most part that there still is a big disconnect between. I mean, games can do amazing things, right? The 3D graphics for games is just like, they are the best, you know best real-time thing that on the planet, right? The technology there is just incredible. But then like nobody really tackled properly like a very effective 2D or even 3D motion graphics, just to have a clean transition between menus and text that fades and whatnot. I mean, those are
Mm-hmm.
like things that they are very common into I don't know, broadcasting or any other medium. But in gaming, there always been like a huge gap between even the most amateurish like motion effects and motion graphics and triple A title. There is no like there are no tools that really handle motion graphic, which is a shame because I'm a big fan of seeing a very polished and clean and well done like transition effects and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like little touches that adds a lot. In fact, I think if you see some of the most successful videos on YouTube and channels are the one that really like almost in stealth mode. They have that have very strong editing, which is like okay, just like little things that make it just feeling good. Yeah, but there is nothing there, so yes. Yeah. Shame
Yeah.
because yeah, I would really like that.
No, yeah. No, definitely. Definitely, I feel that. Okay, cool. Yeah. Um,
So I'm gonna crack on with this. Let's refactoring. Be suffering for a while.
Scoring data the score multiplied by the flow multiplier. Cool. Um, I think what else? So we want to multiply the base score and then multiply by the flow, but then we might also want to multiply it by. Yeah, I think your 1 times 2 times. No, really, I think it doesn't matter. It's just a sequence, right? Because then it's a case of like. So yeah, then we can multiply again. So getting additional score multipliers, I think realistically, this is going to be like your. The reason why I like this, I think, because this we can determine. I think this is like multiply it by your speed, multiply it by the height that you're at, and then we could pad this out. But these two, I don't want to keep the same. Yes, we don't really need to. This is when I'm like, because I think really, yeah, the flow multipliers did, but I think this realistically is going to be going to be a. Yeah, I mean, let's do. I think what we'll do is, yeah, then we'll get any additional scoring multipliers, right? Ceiling, so we give you more. I think this is gonna have to give you a flow, because the flow will be an integer, right? 1, 2, 2 times 3 times 4 times whatever it is. Then your multiplier, you might do like 1.2 times by that, or 1.8 times. This is what is going to give you like your juicy numbers, the randomized numbers based on how fast you move. But yeah, let's do that. So so well, I guess realistically, it's about, because then it's like, oh, should doing it on rooftop score you more? In essence, yeah, compared to doing it on the ground. But the ground move may be potentially more dangerous. But height and you being higher will result in a higher score. So, for that reason, um, yeah, I think you can normalize that a bit as well. Okay, so let's just say first one is your speed. Now obviously this one's a bit more interesting because we kind of, you don't want to just say, oh, like times by 700. It's more so going to be like your speed multiplier will be, well, we gotta realistically, we want to get it and then we want to put it within a range, right? Because it kind of looks at how big you want your scores to be able to get. So say we have a base score of like under 100 for everything. So like a thing is like, I don't even know. Or you can give a base score under 1,000, right? Because you also don't want, I guess there's a balance right there. It's like you don't want scores to just be stupid and people have like 100 million score. But then you also like seeing like 50 on your screen is never as cool as seeing 500.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
think if you look, we did for Wipeout. There was a Wipeout that we did. We had its own mode, which was basically a, a, um, a big multiplier score. And I need to refresh how we did there, because the scores were like very interesting. It was like it was in the region of like a good score. It was about 500,000, but there were people that really did like like 300, 400. I think like think about scores as money, right? If you get
Yeah, that's what I mean.
£10, probably not really good. If you have a
Not real
billion,
good.
then like, wow, he's a billionaire. But I think like
That's
anything
what
outside that range is you lose track, right?
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, because then but then it also gets to the point where it's so ridiculous. It's like, oh, you got 1 million for a thing, because I think like, but it also, yeah, like you said, it needs to be. I think potentially, like, I mean, all this can change, so yeah, potentially like, yeah, potentially like maybe like, because I think what could be cool is maybe potentially like, let's think, okay, a really good reverse, like techie reverse fall, and then you get what, 500. No,
You
I
are
think like,
talking about a single score.
yeah. So I'm no, so I'm talking. So I'm looking like a multipliers, right? So we've got your flow multiplier, 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, right? Obviously, what the base score is going to be, but then I'm looking at mapping again your scoring multiplier, as in like how your speed might be an additional multiplier into what your score is going to be.
Right.
So
Yeah.
your flow like 4 times. So say you score 100, right, and 4 times will give you 400. Still not incorrect. Like, but then you'll say you're going for the faster you are, you reward your base score a bit more. So be like, okay, well, if I do the same move but I run faster, maybe I get 1.5 times that. Or you mean like,
Yeah.
but like remapped. Or then okay, cool. But then if I do the same move but I do it on a rooftop, so I'm higher in the world, okay, you get an additional 1.8. So then we get like, as these values change, that's when you get more like slightly random scores that feel in the region of each other, but slightly a bit more like different. So you don't always get like 60, 60, 60, 60. It's more like
Yeah.
60, 79, 92. It's like, how did I get 92? And then you sort of be like, oh, I was going a bit slower, so I got 90 this time. Oh, okay, go fast, I got 98. It's like, oh, okay. So it's a bit more like each time's a bit different.
Yeah, maybe then that is like a percentage point. I think is good between
That's what I
0 and
think.
100. I think it's a very good, like people can really, usually 0 to 100 is sort of like the classic percentage score, right? Oh, I got 99%, right? I don't know, there is something very romantic about 100.
Yeah, but I think it's like, what's it called? I think really if we did like, yeah, I think definitely like the speed and like height, just those two for now. But those were like, yeah, like, let's just say a cat pass was 100 points. It's a pretty stable number. And so then we said, realistically, if you were to have max speed multiplier, let's say you could double your score. So a very fast cat pass may get you twice as much points as a slow one. And then let's say if you were then to go very high, you could double that. So just on the cat pass alone, you could get to 800. You were to max it out. So then you're like, okay, I get to 800. Then if I had maximum flow, then I'd go 4 times that. And then that would give me, like 3,200. That obviously, and then if I get 3,200 for that point, then while I'm falling, my points can tick up for whatever move I do. Right, so then you could get up to like 6,000. So then, then you're like, oh, 6,000. How does that feel as a move? And then you're like, okay. Then I guess if people do a long line, potentially they could get up to like 50, 60,000 as a score. Which I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. Leaderboards wise, I got 60,000, I got 50,000, I only got 5,000. And then you see someone that has like 100,000, you're like, what? And then someone has 1 million, you're like, what? You know what I mean? I feel maybe that feels a bit more because I'm imagining like if I got a score of 20,000, I saw someone with 1,000,000, I'd be like, what the fuck? How did you do that? But then it
Yeah,
should be
but I
like,
think that is the tricky part of the, because the multipliers, like if you don't, like if you make the multiplier be exponential, then you really lose it very, very quickly,
very
right?
quickly.
Because there is not really much in an exponential. There is not much of a difference between 20,000 and a million. It's just, you know, a couple of more power of twos, right? So yeah, you need to be careful when, yeah, like I, I would use the multiplier like additively and not, you know, like, yeah, you know, add the multipliers, do not multiply the multiplier. Like I don't know, like if you have a multiplier for the falling and the speed and the thing, maybe those will add, you know,
Because
instead of
I think,
being
yeah, the flow
2
definitely be
would
like, oh yeah,
be
4 times whatever I'm
+2.
doing. Right, like as a visible, like whatever you get 4 times that. That's always cool to get. Like, okay, and then because then you reward. That's how you get the big points, right? You got to stay back slow, and then that's the reward, score wise. So then I think I had it before additive actually. I think before I had like you could get up to an additional 100 points or something for moving faster. Which actually, you know what I think about? I think that's, and then you could get up to an additional 100 points for being higher. So I guess realistically, right, we weight how much on its own do we think being high is important versus, and how much on its own moving quickly is important. And then we say, okay, well then add those to whatever your base score is for your move, and then allow your multiplier to then go do its thing.
Yeah, as long as you don't go exponential with your chain, I think, yeah, the scores would be, because yeah, like you said, it's not very nice when you see the leaderboard. What I really don't like is when you have some leaderboards in which the first 10 people has, you know, I don't know, 1,000,000,000 score, and then
Yeah.
the top 100 they go like, I don't know, 50,000. So like, yeah, but how do you know, like there is so much disconnect.
Such a gap between getting it.
Yeah, this code becomes completely useless because say, yeah, but whatever, like the top 10 people has got 1,000,000,000, so why do I even bother? Yeah, a little bit like, if you think in terms of like, in a way, right, it should be sort of like, what is the minimum score? like you know, like time trial, right? Yeah, there is only a number, like 0 is your fastest time that you can go, right? So there is always that range, which keeps it always like very interesting. Instead, if you go for the upper bound, yeah, if you don't constrain it, then the number becomes just meaningless.
The flow only decrease when you're back. No, so flow will decrease just over time. So you have to keep going. So you'll build it by scoring well, and then over time it'll decrease, like any multiplier really, or like bad, like then like you'll have actions that can decrease your flow. So like drain your stamina completely, decrease your flow. Doing any bad landings would decrease your flow. Stuff like that. But I think mainly a bad landing that results in you emptying stamina might decrease your flow, because otherwise what's the point of saving stamina so you can potentially fall badly in order to not mess it up. Okay, I'm just gonna do, let's additional contributing score. That sounds a bit stupid. you know what? Let's do. What is it? Good. I think for this, really, all of this can change. Look, actually, I'm gonna make all of this as well. Um, just like you can change it. Let's say, um, oh, bonus speed. Cool. Okay. Or um, scoring bonus. All right, bonus. Bonus. Scoring. Bonus is such a weird word when you actually think about it. And I think bonus scoring for speed. Let's say bonus speed equals. Let's just say it's. And then we'll do actually. Oh, it's weird. Choose 0 100, but this can change, right? So maximum bonus speed score, minimum bonus speed score. Um, let's do floats. Same thing again, really. Actually, it was gonna be auxiliary float. Yeah. So I think that would be like. So then I think it'd be the same thing. So there'll be a bunch of different stuff, right? So being high in the world will give you a certain will be a, so all of these will be scoring bonuses. So doing stuff over water will be a scoring bonus. Being high in the world will be a scoring bonus. So if you're doing stuff on rooftops, it should score more than if you do it on the ground. Um, so like rooftop missions may give you higher scores than ground missions or something. So if you choose to go up potentially, you know, because like, say you have a route, for example, and one person says, I'm going to climb and then do all my stuff up top, and they'll be like, oh, because I want to score more. It's like, okay, well, yeah, go on then. And I think, like you said, then we can have additional bonuses for like, oh, you know what, I did it over water, I did it over like a certain material. Like I landed on a specific kind of material. Do you mean like so? Then that we the bonuses can layer up and layer and layer. Uh, but like yeah, this and then so this can just keep on extending to the point for as many different types of bonuses you want to give it. And I actually prefer that because I think then by doing it this way rather than doing it as this like multiplier, it's you never have like you're doing times by 1.2 times by 1.5 times by 1.8 times by, it's just like no, just like add 50, add 20, add things, so you're still generating a good base score. Actually I prefer that. Yeah, so basically this is basically saying like um like anything above this speed is not going to get you like whatever score. So a speed of 700 will get you a max score, and a speed of 0 will get you a minimum score, and then scale it, we'll remap and clamp it within that. So we'll get here. So max speed for bonus is going to be let's just say like 900. Let's say like sprint is 900, I think, so 900 for 0f, and then the minimum speed you can be at is going to be 0. Now, for example, that so you get a running pre in some cases is easier than a standing pre per se, right? It depends. I guess that depends if you're trying to cover distance, right? So then a standing pre might just have more points than a running pre, but then you get the speed bonus and yada yada yada. So there's a bunch of different things you can play around with there. You can look at how thin the ledge you stuck on was. That could be one. Like the surface width of the object is another bonus. You get an additional 50 points for sticking on a really thin thing, and then you amass these things, and one person gets 200, the other person gets 400 because of all the bonuses, and then you say 4 times both, and the other person say, "Oh wow, I did all this extra stuff and I got a much higher score." And it's good spread. Minimum speed for bonus is 0. Maximum bonus, bonus. Okay. What is the clamp remap? Don't think there's a single function to be both. So let's go. Then so we're gonna do Okay. Make sure the remake. Yeah. Max, the minimum speed for the bonus, the maximum speed for the bonus. Then you say the minimum bonus speed score and the maximum bonus speed score. So if this is like 0 and 900, remap that to 0 and 100, and so you get it. Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah, so I did a running recovery on the roof. So you get points for the running pre, you get points for the how thin the ledge was. You get points for I did it high up. Get points as I really sprinted into it. Yeah, cool, because you know reward speed, do it faster. Get points for how good your stick was. Like that will naturally, the quality of your landing will improve the base point score you get. Like so, you'll get like, for example, if you're doing a stick, any stick might give you 50 points, or like give you 10 points really. But then a good stick will give you 20. Excellent stick will give you 50. And so that you can see how like all of these factors could then be something to consider when you're building your score, but they don't individually do something crazy. But altogether, they might. Yeah, silly. Um, yeah, really. Yeah, so for this reason, yeah, because obviously it wasn't in. So I think what we actually need to do is when we're doing this like that is probably probably seal all of these. Like so the maximum speed is like if it's like 950.5, I think always bring it down towards 0. Because if this is 0.1, say 0 in terms of the points. So then that can map between this and this guy. Yeah. I think actually, let's give this as a flow. The scores as the float, and then Now take it to the next highest integer. But I would do potentially want you to be a subset. So if you're like 0.1 or some crap, just go to 0. Rather than, yeah, from 1.8 go to 2.9, go to 2, 100.10 go to 100, 100.10. Ridiculous. Okay. Hey, line recipe. How are you? Okay. And so the same thing really applies for this guy. So now, obviously, your height in the world is kind of. I'm just gonna use a Z. As the kind of base of that. Looking at this, like, because there's only so high until it's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm high up and it doesn't really matter, right? Like, if I'm on a skyscraper or I'm on a freaking thing, it doesn't matter too much. This is like 0 being there. 250 meters up, I guess that is like a skyscraper. Let's go like 500 meters up, I guess. Did you ever get on a building that high? That's crazy though. Nah, let's go like 2. I guess realistically, the highest you're gonna get is something like this. Eventually something like this, right? Again, this will all be like, let's go 300 meters. Let's do it. So same thing. This is basically the same thing for this as this. This is going to be the max bonus height score. Minimum bonus height score. Max height for the bonus. Then the minimum height for the bonus. Right? And then max bonus, yeah, 0, 100 and 0. And I think this guy we can have as like, let's do 3,000, which is what I've been around with before. Yeah, let's do 3,000 and 0. Sure. But then you also get the element of you may be underground, right? So I think in that case, if you're underground, that's a different dynamic. So maybe it rewards you just as much inverse. So we can do the F absolute of that actually. Yeah, let's do that actually. 3,000 meters underneath the ground. I think that should be reward you pretty well. Doing stuff underground. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's literally gonna be the same thing. So current. We're gonna actually do the absolute value of that because and then we'll do minimum height for the bonus, maximum bonus. And then we do the same thing here. Maximum bonus height score, remount the height bonus to that. And then, so then we say plus, plus, and then you can pad this out by with as many different ones as you want. Okay, once you've got your score, return my scoring data. So now when we say generate score, we do that. So this I'll probably leave there for tonight. But yeah, let's go generate a little score and see. And all this we can change the character. If we want to let you be faster, we can do it. It's better doing this way so that in the character movement we can fiddle with just what feels nice. Cat pass, I want to give it a higher score. Alright, bump up the thingy. Yeah, a ton. I mean, you also think just like it's like you just have like a game where like a jam, right? You just gotta get the highest score, right? You could risk doing a jump off something to then stick, and or you could just do a running pre, happy days, or you could say, you know what, I'm gonna risk it. I get one shot. I'm gonna jump off this building, fall because I get more points for the jump if I'm falling, and then stick on a thin ledge in order to just go for it. So I need max points. What am I gonna do? Alright, jump, fall, stick, do it. Boy, the other guy might say, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do a running pre. Take my points, average stick, play it safe. Dynamics. Okay, so let's add something here. So let's do a run and jump will give you 50. A vault, a cat pass, let's say a cat pass will give you 100. So let's say that. And then we say bonus scoring speed. Oh, I'm a dummy. Whatever for now. So let's keep the base values that we've got at the moment. See. And then once it's down, we'll go to bed. And then tomorrow I'll implement the flow stuff with the different flow stages. And then trigger. So now it triggers the scoring move. That sounds good. So tomorrow I'll implement a line, so you can keep on adding to. Well, next I'll implement the flow stage, and like, I think really the line and the flow stage are gonna come together. So your score is 118. So if I walk at this guy, score 73, 75. So this is nice, right? Because I'm getting very similar scores doing like almost repeated doing the same action. Walk in, jump at the gas. Pretty much the same score. If I jog a little bit, walk again. Now if I sprint full tilt at this dude, 132, 92, yeet off, 132. There you go. And then if less, yeah, so that's already nice. And let's say I go down to the ground here, some on the floor, jump over this guy. Yeah, I was going a little quicker. I'm not very high up, so realistically, I'm not gonna get any crazy high bonuses here. But you already see, like, okay, he's a little bit higher. His score isn't crazy. The walking score now is like 10 less. So really, you're not gonna score too differently being up there or down here. Obviously, the more flow you're in, maybe then it plays. So you just want to start thinking about it more, right, and have a bit more of a more dynamic to it. The camera good. Yeah. Cool. All right. Nice. This stuff's good. It works all fine. All right. Call it night there, guys. I shall catch you later today. Peace.